Welcome back to the channel. I'm Professor Will, your Director of Training here at Centurion Holdings. With me today is Jiu-Jitsu Brown Belt Carrington, and today we're going to do a little more guard passing. Now previously we've done a video on passing the guard. My son Drake and I did that one. You can find that in the channel content. But today we're going to specifically look at the standing guard pass. Check it out. So in the first video on passing the guard, I went over the proper posture and how to do that. You can check that out. I'm not going to rehash that here. The thing to understand is when I'm doing a standing pass, what I can't do is break this posture. You never want to break the posture when you're passing the guard, but sometimes it's required based on what his movements are. But I can't lean forward and then try to stand up. That gets you swept, that gets you choked, it's going to get you armbarred, it's going to defeat the pass. So I've got to find a way, I've been over this before, I tend to float my hands versus actually push on him because I don't have the arm length. Anytime I actually touch the chest or the hip area, it makes me lean forward, and I end up having to fight posture issues. So things I can do is I can get control of this wrist area. If we're doing a gi, I like to hook inside the gi and pull that to me. Without a gi on, I get control of the wrist, pull it to me. Don't care, you can use both. That's great. You don't have to be cloth dependent. You don't want to always be cloth dependent. And when I go to stand up, the first thing I like to do is put that and pin it into his hip. Now, you don't have to get bent around the axle on how you stand up. We can stand up from this foot. I prefer to stand up here first because I got that trapped. The problem with standing up on this leg is that for me to really stand up, very hard for me to put this out here and then try to stand up. Some of that's because I'm old, some of that's because this hip is all titanium and ceramic, but that too gives him, as you saw him do, he starts to grab it, now I'm fighting that. So since I've got this hand pinned, however we do this, how we pin it, just pin it to his hip. You notice that I put it on there and then I stiff arm my weight in it, so it's a lot harder for him to grab that leg as I stand up. Now when I stand up, I don't want to put my feet even and underneath him just like this, because now we're going to fight these techniques. Okay, so I stagger this, that also helps me keep that weight in. Hand goes on the chest, everything here looks just like I'm doing with the standard pass that we learned. You notice I've got him pinned between here, and as I reach through and put my weight into him, I want this elbow to pop out again. Makes it hard for him to do his arm bars or triangles, etc. on me. I introduce his knee to his far ear, I walk to the side and let it pass over. I'm still holding on to this. I prefer to hold on to that until I get a really good solid position. Sometimes that even allows me to set inside and pass into my guard, but we'll work that at another time. So again, I start from good posture, I get control, pull it, pin it. That side stands up, I can turn this side out, go inside, and I get this up. Get this high on the shoulder. I'm pinning this leg in. Grab that collar, hook the tricep. Don't let the traps in me. Don't care how you do that. Put the weight forward, walk to that side. I'm still holding this. Once I get good position, I can even use that to start an attack on. If it comes out when I'm doing my pass, that's fine. Don't wrap yourself around that axle, as I said, and just say, I have to keep control. If it pops out, let it go, get better position. But if I can hold on to it, I prefer to hold on to it. Here we are again. I get control, I get that pull, I push that right into his hip. And I step here, and I'm pinning that down. I go right inside, and I get this up. Even if I have to drop down, that's fine. I'm pinning this leg between my elbow and my far thigh. Drive it in, walk it around, I've got my pass. So here I work, get it, pin it. I step inside, I come through, look at the pin here, this is important. Stacking, walk through, let it pass. All right, so the second pass we're going to do is what we call the pants pass. On this one, I do the same stand-up, only this time he's just insistent that he's going to hold his guard and try to extend his hips to keep me from pressing down. And it's going to work just like this. All right, so I start from that same position. I've got good posture, I get control, I drive this in, I step up, and already he starts to try to keep me from affecting my pass, and he's holding that, he's trying to push his hips away from me. That's fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put both feet together and push his legs down. And now I literally pop both of my legs, not straight in. I'm not trying to hit my partner in the groin. I'm going inside of my hands, I'm controlling his knees, and I'm going inside of my hands and driving straight over to that mounted position. I control, I've got this here, I go to stand up, he's insisting on pushing away, get tall. And I start to push, and I bring my legs right over the top. Be careful with your partner when you're doing this, especially when you're training it and you're doing it slow and easy, because if they're not flexible, that's still not very fun for them the first couple of times they learn it, or you learn it while you're doing it. So be careful with your partner, be nice to him. Let's show you a different angle. So I get control, I punch, I stand, he starts to extend his hips, get control of those knees, and look, I'm high, just like I'm taking off a pair of pants. Control the knees, right over the top, right into my mounted position. And that's the pants pass. All right, the final pass we're going to show you today is what we call the steering wheel pass. This time, when I stand up, he decides to change the game on me. He keeps his hips low, breaks his guard, and tries to put his feet in my hips. He's trying to get control of my arms. He wants to push, pull, go to different types of guards, and I can't let it happen. So we're going to do the steering wheel pass. Check this out. So I'm in good posture. I get control here. I step up, and as I make my stand up, he breaks his guard and tries to put his feet in my hips. What he wants to do is now control my hands. Yeah, he wants to really affect my posture, my balance. I can't let that happen. So the moment his feet break, I get my elbows inside and I control the inside of his knees. We're wearing gi, so I just grab a bunch of his material here. If we're in no gi or self-defense situation, whatever, I literally make an L and just hook inside of this thing. You can do that in the gi too. It doesn't have as good a purchase, but I keep that position here, and then I literally turn him like a steering wheel. So I can get better position. Whether we decide to step over from mount, whatnot, doesn't matter. The point is I turn him like I'm turning the steering wheel. Let's show you a different angle. So here we are in posture. I get control, I push here, I step, and he goes to break. My elbows have to stay inside because I can't let him get his feet where he wants them. So as he's trying to put his feet in my hips, I get control here. I'm on the inside. I push him forward, and look, my elbows are inside. That's what we're looking for. And I can turn him either direction, just like I'm turning the steering wheel of a car. Take my step and get to my side control. Hey, today we just wanted to give you a very quick video on some extra standing guard passes we like. You got that standard standing guard pass. You've got the pants pass when he tries to keep his guard on or extend his hips. And then we have when he tries to go into an open guard, the steering wheel pass. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can check us out at CenturionHoldingsLLC.net. You can contact us at CenturionHoldingsLLC@gmail.com or check the QR code right there. As always, you've got the 10% discount code from K-Side with discount code Dorset or the link in the description below. And we'll see you next time.